Torrential rains in Kolkata have paralyzed the city even as citizens brace for Durga Puja festivities. The rain fury has claimed 7 lives, exposing the crumbling infrastructure of the city. Parts of the metro and rail services have come to a standstill. The airport closely resembles a seaport as massive amounts of water have accumulated onto the tarmac, throwing travel plans into disarray. IndiGo Airlines, for instance, has cautioned passengers about possible diversions from the landmark Sealdah railway station. Posh localities to the Padas, all are bearing the brunt of nature's fury at this point as power lines have snapped, disrupting lives across the city and suburbs. The Kolkata mayor is also closely monitoring the situation. What's important is that this is said to be the worst floods to hit the city since the year 1978. Now, I want to go across to the video wall here to take you through some of the most dramatic footage coming in from Kolkata. The first is this drone footage. This is from an area called Bhawanipur in Kolkata. Streets submerged due to relentless overnight rain, turning the city of joy into a waterlogged city, dampening the festive spirits. Moving on now, amid the heavy waterlogging from overnight rain, you can see the Kolkata mayor there. This is the situation room at the Kolkata Municipal Corporation, where authorities are arranging food for those affected, and the operations are on to help the people across Calcutta who are stranded as of now. Heavy rains lash Howrah. Now, Howrah is where the Howrah station is. It's a very important part of Kolkata. You can see people wading through water till their waists and above. And the Durga Puja Pandals also absolutely submerged at this point in Howrah. Railway stations. Sealdah railway station, a very important railway station in Kolkata. You can see how the tracks there are completely submerged, halting operations. The city's connectivity has snapped due to rain and waterlogging. Moving to the Kolkata airport right now. That's the scene there, viewers, that you can see on that video wall. I really don't have to describe it. Operations have been hampered, of course. A lot of flights not taking off, a disruption of flights and operations in Kolkata. All right, joining me live now are citizens from the city of Kolkata. I have Jaideep Singh Jassal joining me along with some of his neighbors. I also have Chetan Arya joining me. These are people, viewers, who have been stranded in their homes for the last 10 hours or more. I'll start with Jaideep. Jaideep, where are you in the city? I believe you're inside your home right now. I want to start, viewers, also by taking you through some of the videos that Jaideep has sent to us from his building. You can see the basement there, the cars absolutely submerged, even the water that's come into the lobby of his building. It's impossible for people to walk in. Jaideep, just take us through what the scene is at your building, what you've been through, the challenges all of you have been facing. This is unprecedented. For decades, we haven't seen rains like this in the city of Kolkata.
So hi, Vedika. So we stay in this area called Foray Auckland Square. This is just off Theatre Road, and as you can see, this is a very regular phenomenon over here in this low-lying part of Kolkata. This is probably the 25th or the 24th time that our building has got submerged, and obviously last night's rains were unprecedented. They were exceptionally extraordinary rains. No one was expecting such a downpour. So that was anyways going to have this effect. But as you can see, lives are absolutely hampered. Old people in the building cannot get down. We have these ramps made for people to walk, but it's extremely, extremely difficult. And obviously with this water around, this sewage water, it's very, very dangerous and very unhygienic for children and everybody else.
Joining me live from another part of Kolkata, Chetan, I believe you're in Jodhpur Park. I want to also take you through the scenes outside Chetan's home right now. I also believe that the pump section, the pump room, Chetan, of your building is inundated. There's no water. Take us through the challenges you're facing at this point.
Yes. Hi, good afternoon. As you know, and you rightly pointed out, all of Calcutta is absolutely underwater. Nothing of this sort I've ever seen in my lifetime. And I've been born and brought up in Calcutta. So our building is completely submerged. The lift shaft is completely submerged. We've switched off the mains for the lift. Our pump room is submerged. So I think we are relying on the water that's already in the overhead tank, after which I'm not sure what we will do. And we have a lot of old people staying in our building. So that's going to pose a bit of a challenge I don't think anyone was expecting this sort of rain. So the markets are closed. There's no food or supplies nearby. And people wading through water are at risk of being electrocuted because there's a lot of loose wires hanging everywhere. So, yeah, there's a lot of fear and concern all around. We're fortunate.
Is that a concern you share as well at this point, and your neighbors who are with you? I mean, what does the day look like? Are you going to be holed up in your homes for the rest of the day today? What are the big challenges ahead?
Absolutely. One of my neighbors over here, like Mrs. Jabi, she had a flight to catch, and as you can see, there was no Ubers around. There was no form of communication to reach the airport. I mean, she did get her messages on time that flights are delayed, but the whole idea of going down the staircase in that water and then catching an Uber or catching a taxi was next to impossible. I also would like to add that my heart reaches out to all those people who are on the roads, who are forced to, get to work somehow or the other and are still managing in this extremely tough waterlogged conditions of Kolkata right now.
When I spoke to you before the show as well, you said that you were coming back from a friend's home last night when it started pouring. Were you expecting the rains to hit the city so hard that you would be holed up in your house, that there would be no electricity for most people? Water is also a concern at this point?
So fortunately, we've not had any load shedding. Our electricity supplies have been absolutely fine. There's no issue there. But last night, coming back from common friend's house, it was very, very tough because the roads were completely submerged, and yeah, it wasn't a very easy situation. And I immediately knew when I reached home, because my building started getting flooded last night. The flooding started. I immediately knew that today it's going to be impossible to get out of the building. And as you've shared the pictures, you can see what's happened after the whole effect of the rains.
And Chetan, water is a problem in your building. I believe that's something I've heard from a lot of people. Being from Calcutta myself, I've got so many calls and messages today talking about how food is a problem, medicine is a problem. We also have people who've had surgeries and they're back in their homes recuperating, and they have these pills that are floating in water on the ground floor of a building. So Chetan, in your building, you have a pump issue problem as well, water pump issue problem. Is water a problem in the building now, and is it going to be resolved anytime soon?
Yes, water is very much a problem, not just in my building, but I've been in touch with a lot of people in the city, and everyone seems to be in similar situations because the electricity in a lot of places has been cut off. We're fortunate so far we still have some electricity, but because our pump room is flooded, our pump cannot be switched on, so we are relying on the water on the overhead tank, which can run out at any point because that refill had happened last night. But yeah, this is a situation with a lot of people, with most of the people in Calcutta at the moment.
Is this a civic infrastructure problem according to you, Chetan? You've lived there for so many decades. Do you think that plays a huge role in this as well?
Absolutely, it does. So far, we've never had issue in certain areas, but in these last couple of years, we've been facing more and more increasing flooding across the city and in areas which you had never had flooding in my lifetime, at least.
All right, Chetan Arya and Jaideep Jassal, along with your neighbors there, thank you for joining us. It's a tough day for you. It's been a tough night as well. Stay safe, stay away from the flooded areas at this point. Obviously, short circuit is a huge issue as well. But thank you for joining us at this difficult hour.
Thank you. Thank you.
And voices from the ground now of people who've been impacted in Kolkata.
दिक्कत तो होगा ही, कलकत्ता में दिक्कत ही दिक्कत है, निकासी का व्यवस्था नहीं है एकदम। और दीदी है, दीदी का ऊपर भरोसा रखो, सब कुछ हो जाएगा, लेकिन तो टाइम लगेगा भाई। ये तो प्राकृतिक दुर्योग है ना, ऑटो वगैरह तो चलता ही नहीं, टैक्सी भी नहीं, कोई नहीं लेता है, बस में छप्पर फर के उठा लिया, दिक्कत हो रहा है। और क्या,
पानी यहाँ रहता नहीं है, 1 घंटे 2 घंटे का अंदर निकल जाता है, लेकिन आज बहुत दिक्कत होता है। बहुत आदमी के घर में पानी चला गया, अगल बगल में बहुत जगह में पानी घुस गया है। बहुत दिक्कत होगा, बहुत दिक्कत होगा। बच्चा लोग का पूजा है, उसका एंजॉय करने का टाइम है, लेकिन भगवान का क्या हाथ है कौन जानता है।
वो दुकान डैमेज हुआ, ये दुकान डैमेज हुआ, वो गाड़ी सब पानी में भीग गया, सब डैमेज हो गया। मेरे तो पता नहीं, कल रात 12 बजे से लेके इतना पानी हो रहा है, इतना पानी हो रहा है, हम खुद नहीं पता। हम 3 बजे उठे, दुकान का सारा सामान उठा है, एकदम इतना पानी हो गया, इतना घर भर में सब पानी घुस गया, फ्रिज व्रिज सब जा जो सामान रखा था सब खराब हो गया। और वो दुकान वुकान में जो सामान था, बिस्कुट वगैरह, चिप्स सिगरेट, सब बर्बाद हो गया एकदम। चारों तरफ देख रहे हैं, अब पानी गाड़ी वाड़ी में, मोटर तो खराब हो गया, रिक्शा भी गया हमारा, सब कुछ।